since you were investing at Acheampong's time, upon reflection, reading people like Bafo Agyemangua, it would seem to me as if Acheampong actually had better intentions than had been sold to me when I was in the university. Because in the 2000s, he was caricatured as just one of the military dictators. But he seemed to have a plan. So I don't know what you think of someone like Acheampong.
You know, that's a very tough question. It's one that I've written about in the book I'm doing. I tend to, when I look at politicians, I tend to distinguish between what the character is and what the policies that they pursue are. So Acheampong is one person who I always describe as well-intentioned, well-meaning, but basically they didn't get his policies right. Yeah. So whenever I've seen arguments or discussions of whether Acheampong was a good leader or a bad leader, I see a struggle between, was he a good man or was he a bad man? And that is not how to look at it. He could have been a very good man who simply made mistakes, as most of us do all the time, yes. So his approach to governance left a lot to be desired. But he said the right things. He had the right intention. He knew how to provide for the well-being of people, which is very different from, yes, I'm doing the right thing. So you mentioned earlier in your intro about Operation Feed Yourself. Was it a good thing? These are things you do when you're desperate. When you're desperate for results, but if you have a structured approach to policy making, you don't have to wait until you are in a difficult situation. Let's go and do Operation Feed Yourself.
So you are forced to do some of those things. I see. What about Kwame Nkrumah?
Kwame Nkrumah, again, clear visionary who knew exactly how he wanted to transform Ghana and wrote about it, talked about it, tried to do things. In the end, he didn't get the results he was looking for. You know, so when I see the arguments among Ghanaian scholars coming back later about whether Nkrumah was the best, or look, Nkrumah was probably the most visionary we've ever had. Did he get the results he was looking for? No, he did not get the results. Why? Did somebody conspire against him? That's what people argue. I believe he made mistakes. He made mistakes like most African leaders. He made the mistake of thinking that the challenge ahead of us was a very simple one that was created only because of colonial history. It went beyond that. There was a bigger problem that people like him didn't see. Today, with all the information that's available to us, we are able to assess that a lot more objectively. We are able to look at what was Ghana like at the time we were fighting for independence. So what were the options that were open to us? What were the things that we knew we could do and those that we were only dreaming about? You can't turn your dreams into policies overnight. You've got to assess yourself. The politics of the time and the economic actions of the time were very much at variance. So you can't try very hard to industrialize Ghana when you're not building the markets, when you're not building the institutions, when you're not producing investors. You know, the nation couldn't do the investments, but we behaved as if, if we don't have investors, the state could do it. It didn't happen.
So history always tells us that there were mistakes made. What about Rawlings? He has the longest serving.
Rawlings, very much, I mean, he came to power largely filled with anger. When Rawlings came, I was doing my national service. So I saw it all. I saw it when he came the first time. I saw it when he came the second time. The anger in him drove everything that he did. There wasn't much room for stakeholders with different interests to sit down and negotiate those interests. There wasn't anything like that. So look at the PNDC days. That's exactly what happened. So what kind of policies we pursued were driven by how people interpreted Rawlings's anger. how he would see things and therefore react to them, and what it would mean for them personally. When you build a nation on that basis, you're not going to get the best. And so, yes, we did some right things in the period. There were many other things we could have done that we didn't do. And today, what we have is a fallout from that process.
Some people think that the 19 years he had was probably a missed opportunity, in the sense that